Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is VassaOlga. In today's video, we're going to be recreating, or better to say, fixing Christina Aguilera's makeup look. This one is old look, and I found it through internet, and let's just have some fun. I wanted to change some parts of this makeup look, but if you really love the original version of Christina's look, then go ahead and recreate the original version. I'm going to give you my option. Let's get started. Okay, guys, we're getting started with some base. I did not do anything crazy. A little bit of hydration, foundation, concealer, and my brows. And we've rhymed. Okay, let's do a very important step because I don't really like the way her cheeks are looking. It's super, super dark. And I kind of get the fact that she was on the red carpet or somewhere where like people were taking photos of her. But to do this harsh contour, it looks like bruises or something really dark. That's the main reason why we're going with a contour. This is Sephora Contour. It's a little bit darker than my Art Visage Eclipse Sculptor because it's softer. What I can tell is if you really need to get some dimension and you want this to be visible, this is the shade. I'm going to pick this up with my fluffy brush, tap this off, and just go with a tapping motion on the side of my face. And that's going to be about that. You can see that it looks like a bruise. It's okay. We're going to blend this out just in a sec. We're going back to this place and going circular motions. And of course, I try to bring this up. You can tell that it is quite harsh if you add too much, and it is going to look like bruises. But okay, we're gonna try to tone down everything a little bit later. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more and go back with my other side of the face. And that's about that for now. I'm gonna go with a little bit different brush. This is an angle brush, and do my nose contour because I know that Christina, she always has super sharp contour. And I'm focusing the color really close to the nose bridge, but I'm not gonna bring this too low on the side. It's going to be really close to the real nose bridge. Try to diffuse this into the brow. I don't really want to add too much bronzer because we can definitely see that she has a contour and a bronzer. I mean, this soft spot is quite enough for me, and I believe that it's going to be more than enough for you guys because you don't really need much. But let's pick on a little bit of the soft brown, tap this on the back of the hand, and with a soft motion, get this over my forehead. I'm gonna do the same thing for the tip of the nose because I really like when it's really warm and bronzed. And my next step is going to be a little bit of blush. I really love the blush. That is the reason why we're gonna get a little bit of the color and pick this on top of my cheekbones. If it's a little bit brighter, that's okay. But what I really want to address, that Christina wears the blush like this. It is color red. With our skin tones, like when you're super, super fair, this is not a good shade because it's going to look crazy. It's going to be extremely pigmented. This is more for maybe warmer, darker skin tones. This is not a fair color. So if you really want to experiment, I will go with peach color or even pink color, depending on your preference. If you really love peach, go ahead. If you love pink, go ahead. But these two shades, they're a little bit extra. I mean, this one you can use as a contour, though when I tried it was, it's not hitting the spot. But this one is, it's super dark. Pink is going to be more than fine. Or you can skip blush overall. It doesn't have to be crazy. And I would love to add a little bit on top of my nose bridge. Okay, my brows are done. This is in place. I don't really see a lot of highlighter. And that is the main reason why we're going with like a super, super soft highlighter that is almost invisible. But what I'm going to do is to get this over this entire place. You can see that it just tones down every color. And it's getting some sheer, like shine that is going to look extremely pretty without actual highlighter, like when you highlight in the spots. And I'm gonna set everything in place, use Catrice Fix and Spray. I'm almost out of this product. And to make sure that this area is not extra, I'm always going with a little bit of Beauty Blender to melt down all the powders and some harsh colors. And it's gonna look much more natural. This is totally optional. You can leave it like this. It looks really soft, really pretty, not too much. And you can use a little bit of contour, some yellow shade, and then some very bright lipstick, or you can use just some pink creams and then add a little bit of color into my yellow, mix it all together, and then we're gonna place it on the sides of the face. I do this basically every single time. And now let's focus on the eyes. I don't really have too much things to say about her eyes. I mean, I do really know that highlighter was super popular over the brow bone, but I feel like we can work a little bit more on the lashes. The eyeliner, I mean, it was super thick in the middle of the eye and was really thin in the outer corner. So we're going to kind of reverse it a little bit, make it a little bit thicker in the outer corner, thinner in the inner corner, and then the middle of the lid. Then I will probably remove any false lashes because they're weighing down the look. And I will probably add a little bit less shimmer over the brow bone, but we're going to see that. The primer I'm using is Wet n Wild. Go ahead and use any primer available. You can even go with concealer, but try to choose some thick formula concealers. I guess we can use this brown. I don't want to switch palettes today. Let's use one palette only. By the way, this is BH26 Color Shadow and Blush Palette from BH Cosmetics. Super old, but if you have anything similar, go ahead and use similar colors. I need a tiny brush. Preferably, it's going to be crease brush, something like this. Mine is a little bit dirty. That's why I have to clean this. Let's go straight with a color. I don't want to bring this extremely high for now and to the inner corner. We're going to focus this in the outer corner first, and then we're going to see where I really want to bring the color. So let's focus this right here. By the way, Christina, she always was a huge fan of a red lip, maybe even some berry colors, but I know that this is not my shade. That is the main reason why I'm going to do a red lip, but with a little different undertone. I really want to work with like a flat brush. Let's use probably a combination of both the soft pink color and a little bit of the shimmer. I'm gonna try to place the color first, and then we're going with some blending. Any leftovers on my brush, I'm going back to the middle of the lid, and we're just creating some shade with some circular motions. When you feel like it's a little bit extra color, stop with this shade, and then we're gonna fix this color with a little bit of like soft brown. I mean, you can do this with cool tones only. Before try to smoothly incorporate the shade into some other colors, we'll highly recommend to introduce some transition color. Tap with your finger. And finally, I'm going with a little bit more of the same shimmer and pink shades, and we're placing this in the inner corner with a flat brush. Yeah, you can add a little bit over the brow bone. You can tell that it's not extremely pigmented, and the soft shine is more than fine. And then over my lower lid, I will go with the same brown. Tap this off, get this on. You can use a little bit different brush, and we'll probably switch to a little bit different brush later. I don't really know. I need some black liner. This one is LA Colors liquid eyeliner, and what I'm going to do is to get a little bit thicker line in the outer corner and then thinner in the center, as I described this earlier, guys. And the guideline is going to be my eyeshadows. I'm going back, adding a little bit thickness. It's okay, we can perfect this later. You can extend this line a little bit further to prolong the shape, the eye shape. Use mascara. This one is from Makeup Revolution. You can use L'Oreal. You can pop on some lashes, but I will highly recommend to use small and soft lashes instead of the ones she has. Going back to some really good old days, I need my NYX red lipstick, and it's matte, but I know, and I talked about that numerous times, this is not my shade. It's just not my shade at all. And I'm going over with the color. I really love this formula. And I want to use very dark brown lip pencil, and I have a brush because, well, I don't know what's going on, but I just can't sharpen this. It's too thick. That is the main reason why, if you don't really have a great sharpener, do not choose thick pencils. Use some small and thin pencils. Well, guys, and this is the final result of my Christina Aguilera Fix My Makeup Look series. I feel like I love every single aspect, and I do really think that the eyeliner and false lashes, they changed everything. The lip liner is a whole nother level. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Will you give it a try? And which option is your favorite? Probably you're a huge fan of Christina's makeup look, or maybe like something a little bit softer and something a little bit more blended. I don't really know. This is your choice, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.